I will call to order this regular meeting of the Lisle Park District Board of Commissioners. Today, Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Dan, can I have a roll call?
Yes, Commissioner Dombrowski is absent. Commissioner Tapella is waiting. Commissioner Alpeter,
Present in
Commissioner
person.
Hummel,
Present.
President Wessel.
Present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next matter is to permit Commissioner Tapella to attend this meeting remotely. So
I move to permit Commissioner Tapella's attendance at the February 20th, 2025 meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners by remote means in accordance with Section 7 of the Open Meetings Act and the Lisle Park District Remote Attendance Policy.
Second.
all those in favor signify by saying we can do roll call. All right, Dan, can I get a roll call vote?
Yes, Commissioner Alpeter,
Aye.
Commissioner Hummel,
Aye.
President Wessel.
Aye, motion passes.
Welcome, Terry. Can you hear us?
Terry, does she need to introduce
Yes, I can
herself?
hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we're good.
Perfect.
Yeah, can you state your name?
Oh, can you state your name for the record?
Commissioner Terry Sapella,
All right,
present.
thank you.
For our presentations, we have introduction of Mark Vasilevsky. Did I get it right?
Salsky.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oh, not the worst I've heard.
Got
Hi.
anything you want to say or?
Yeah, so Mark was hired January 6th to fill in the accounting position. He's a graduate of Lisle University. He's got roughly 20 years of accounting experience. So it's picked up very quickly and I'm very impressed with the process we've had so far. So he's fit in really like a glove. So it's been a perfect fit for us right now. So very exciting times.
Great. Glad to have you.
Say a few things,
Anything
maybe.
you want? Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
about yourself.
Hi, Mark Vasilevsky. As Scott said, graduated from Lisle University. My whole family, in fact, graduated from there. And I've lived in the Chicago suburbs all my life. I actually live like 10 minutes away from the Park District. I'm right up Worthy Road and 87. So it's real short commute, which is great. I'm loving it, but the Park District is great. I really like it. I can't believe it's already been like over a month already. So time's just been flying by, but it's been really great and nice getting to know all the programs that the Park District has to offer and things like that. So yeah, and also I also help out at Bolingbrook High School because my siblings all went there. We help out by doing stats for the high school, like wrestling, basketball, football. So it's been a family affair since they went to high school in the 90s, and it's just grown. So yeah, so we really like doing all that stuff. So and it kind of fits because accountant and it's numbers and that's all we do. So
Yeah.
Our nickname for the high school is Stats Incorporated. So
Well, I'm glad you pointed it out because I was about to say that was a good job for an accountant. So that worked out well.
You come to us from the private sector?
I've had experience in private. I worked at Lisle University for a time as well with payroll and accounting. So yeah, did some grants and fund accounting there. So and look, we just didn't have as many funds as the Park District has. Like we only had like about 3 or 4 in the Park District. We have, what is it, 10, 20, 40. Yeah, going through the chart of accounts. So yeah.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. So it's my honor. We like to always ask the new hires a trivia question.
Okay.
And I get the honor of doing that. So don't worry, your job doesn't depend on it. What year was the Park District founded?
1967.
Very good. All right, nice.
Those numbers.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, you don't get anything out of this. It's just, we just like to do it. Well,
You just
thank you.
got street cred with your peers, that's all.
Great. Well, yeah, welcome. Thank you for, being here late on a Thursday night, and glad you're having fun. Glad you're liking it.
All right. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hard to see.
All right. I'll move on to public comment. Visitors are welcome to address the Board of Park Commissioners. You are asked to raise your hand and wait to be recognized by the board president. When recognized, please move to the lectern, speak into the microphone, and state your name, address, and the item you wish to discuss. It is requested that one spokesperson for a group be appointed to present the views of the entire group, rather than having multiple individuals repeat similar opinions. There will be a 5-minute time limit per speaker. Is there any public comment? All right, seeing none, I will move on to entertain a motion to approve the meeting agenda.
I move to approve the meeting agenda as submitted for Thursday, February 20th, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. What we do?
Oh,
Even though we're spending money?
Red.
Oh, yeah.
It should
you're
be
right,
all
yeah.
roll call.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yep. All right, Dan, can I get a roll call vote?
Yes. Commissioner Altpeter,
Aye.
Commissioner Hummel. Aye. Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
President Wessel.
Aye. Motion passes. Sorry, Terry, I forgot you were there for a second. I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items, inclusive of the February voucher list of $323,198.07.
So moved.
Second.
All right, Dan, can I get a roll call vote? Oh, any discussion?
That's okay.
I'm off today. Yeah, any discussion? All right, Dan, can I get a roll call vote?
Yes. Commissioner Altpeter,
Aye.
Commissioner Hummel. Aye. Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
President Wessel.
Aye, motion passes. Moving on to communications, we have none. Unfinished business, we had board policy discussion. So I know there was, some red lines, I think, submitted about the board policy manual. Trying to find it quickly. Were there any conversations around the kind of the red lines on those?
I had nothing.
Nothing for me.
Okay. I think the other thing we talked about was possibly remote attendance. If we needed to do anything around that, I don't know.
I think remote should count as you're attending the meeting.
I think the new board should wait to decide that, and not this board, since we have 3 of us up for election in April.
Okay.
I think it's a discussion better tabled for the whole new board. As you see tonight, I mean, we have 2. If one of us would have been sick, I mean, I think that's the reason, is that it does hinder the progress and the district doing work. And I think to make that a unilateral policy, that's the same as in person, when it's not, because you don't have a voting ability. So that's my 2 cents worth, but I do think that I personally would like to see it
Let the
either
new-
put to bed or that it get continued until we see a new board.
I didn't wait until a new board, let the new board decide their own
Yeah,
manual, right?
that's fine.
That's
Yep.
fair.
And I know there's bills down in Springfield on that topic too, so.
Okay.
that might-
I mean, you still don't have voting capability, so whether you consider it to be attending a meeting is different, you still can't perform, board business, and that's my concern with it.
Okay, so I think we have guidance to just, let's let this wait till
June.
future board
Sure.
decides what they want to do
Okay.
with it.
All the policies then?
Well, I
or-
think, no, I would like to see is the ones that are kind of in fitting with, because you did talk with council, correct? Some of
Yes.
these, right.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
think I would be for going forward with the ones that are recommended for us just to stay current. I don't want to see us get so far behind. I just think amending anyone that drastically changes the structure of the board, I would like to see a discussion wait on that.
In my head, I think I would think if you're all on board with the changes to the red line version, you just approve those, and then anything relative to the commissioner meeting attendance ordinance, there's no action taken on that, and that can be taken up by the future board. Does that make sense?
I would agree. I think there's nothing that says that we can't revisit this in the future. It's not like, well, we closed it now, so we can't come back to it later. So I would agree.
Fine with that.
I mean, if we're gonna go like with the bigger changes, like the pay to play policy, then that one I could see at this point than just wait until after the election, because even if we were to approve something tonight, a new board could change it or they could institute it, one or the other. The other one too, and it actually, I know I briefly brought it up too, 2 or 3 months ago, and it kind of came back in the news at the county level, is like naming of buildings, especially if we're going to have a rec center built. As I agree with some of the comments that were made at the county board, I think buildings should just be like, not after people, it should just be like the Lisle Park District Rec Center or whatever. It shouldn't be named after anybody. So that would be something I would like. But again, at this point, we're just getting kind of the fourth quarter here. I mean, that might
It
be
feels weird for
something
us to
like
make these
May,
rules.
yeah, exactly, May or
I agree with
June.
Terry. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we have to make a motion to institute the ones that as submitted?
If that's what
I,
you'd
I
like.
move to enact the changes that as submitted in the red line version.
I would second that.
All right, Dan, can I get a roll call vote?
Sure. Commissioner Altpeter,
Aye.
Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
Commissioner Hummel,
Aye.
President Wessel.
Aye. Motion passes.
Was there like a motion in a second, or was I too?
Me and then Terry.
Terry,
Yeah.
Terry seconded. Yep,
Yeah.
you were. All good.
Sorry.
Pulling up our game today. New business is none. Staff reports, discussion around the community park south shelter.
Sure, the memo is submitted and it's really nothing much different than what was provided to you in an update before, between these two meetings. We were supposed to have a meeting this afternoon, but the civil engineer and the architect had a few more wrinkles to iron out, I guess, so it was postponed till tomorrow. So I'll provide an update we're expecting to get a little bit of a cost estimate tomorrow too, or at least a range, so I can communicate that to the board. But as the memo before you states, we expect it to be in excess of $1 million. The total project.
So couple quick questions. So as far as like the shore restoration goes, is that due to the path getting kind of the red path, the red line, the red
Right.
path? Is that is the shore restoration due to the path kind of getting close to the shore there, like on would be the southwest corner of the pond, or?
Right. We don't think so.
Okay.
We'll find more
So-
out tomorrow because there is going to need to be some compensatory storage because it's in the floodplain.
Okay.
But I believe what we saw in a rough sketch this afternoon was along the shoreline where the bulb comes to the south.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, that would be pulled back a little bit. And I had asked about what impact that would have on the potential pathway connection and hadn't heard back. So
And actually, the way the path is, at least with the red line is, or the red path is designed, is there a way to, I don't know if there was a reason for like designing it like that, or is it maybe to shorten the path? Would it be better to have it like closer to where the shelter would be? Yeah, like move it up. I'm in a ballpark, 50 to 100.
no,
feet.
I understand
Yeah,
what
yeah.
exactly what you're saying. That we had thought of that originally, but because that's where Camp Summer Quest is all summer, we
Okay.
didn't want to encourage or invite pathway users to cut right through.
Okay.
Because as you know, I'm sure that summer camp goes from the south shelter well into that tree grove every day. So we'd
Okay.
like to try to peel it away a little bit.
All right.
See, and I actually thought they strategically put it back there because when the water levels rise, we'd have erosion then of that pathway I think on a faster basis, because sometimes there is water.
I think though, to be direct with your question, Tom, I think because of the overall cost, I think expected costs, I think any shoreline stabilization work, I would think we want to keep to a minimum.
Okay.
And only as it impacts this project, because in a perfect world, we'd love to go all the way around to the spillway where the pond empties into the east branch there.
Mhm.
But that can be a project for another day.
Any other comments? Oh, okay. All right, moving on to the indoor recreation space feasibility study discussion.
This was just in there in case you had any
Okay.
follow-up from 48 hours ago.
No, okay. Department updates were submitted. Any comments?
Not a, I guess I could ask it here. I was gonna wait till my portion of the meeting. So last week, I know we had closures because of the weather, the big blizzard. Say sorry, but everybody shut down. But what's like the policy on that? Is it just like when schools?
Yes,
close?
we
Okay,
follow with what District 202 does.
Okay. Yeah. Because I kept checking my phone the night before, like, am I missing some weather? Like, it didn't look like it was gonna be that bad, and it wasn't.
No.
So I didn't know. So, okay. Yeah. And like, man, people, they're getting soft.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, literally, I checked my phone, like, am I missing some weather forecast?
No.
I'm not seeing because it's on my.
We were notified, what, about 4:30 that afternoon
Yeah.
from the superintendent saying that most of the schools in DuPage County had just
Mhm.
decided then.
Yeah.
Which in my head, it's something that we have talked briefly internally because that was a perfect example.
Mhm.
That didn't start coming in till after 11 o'clock, 11 in the morning. So arguably,
And even it
we
wasn't
might
bad, it
have been
wasn't
able
bad.
to have preschool.
Yeah, and it
at least
wasn't
for
that
that.
bad
No.
either. That so.
Right,
Is it, wasn't the initial intent of that though, that it to follow is because those are most of our program participants?
Yeah.
So that if they were home, then they were home.
Mhm. Yep.
Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying you know,
Well, it's for us, I think the issue is that I think as we all know, with working parents, school or preschool, that's
Yeah.
daycare. And so when school is and preschool is called off, that means one of the parents, or if it's a single parent, they've got to figure something out right away. So I know that we have some preschool teachers that are interested and willing to come in and provide, some sort of programming, or service, even if we cancel preschool, but that's not anything we've hammered out internally yet.
Any other comments? Okay. Moving on to the C-SPA report submitted in our packet. Officer reports. I don't really have much. It's been a pretty quiet month for myself. Just January, February is always a pretty quiet time. So hopefully spring will be here before we know it, though. Superintendent Silver.
All of the money that we have invested is either FDIC insured or collateralized, so all of our money is protected. Not a whole lot to say on the financial side. The audit went well. So hope to get that report to you by end of May for the June board report. But pretty status quo, not a whole lot happening. Golf course hasn't opened yet. We're talking about a March 1st opening possible, weather permitted, but depends on snow is on the ground, we're not opening, so, but financially, we're in a good spot.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Other commissioner reports?
I attended the 2025 IAPD IPRA conference in Chicago, and the annual meeting this year, which was pretty interesting, to hear about all the grant opportunities that, they distributed this year, and how they continue to work, for keeping money for park districts with the legislature. And once again, really informative conference sessions, about new legislative things coming up.
Commissioner Arnold?
The only thing is I haven't been able to walk underneath it, but I did go down Burlington to see the new canopy underneath the tracks. It actually looked pretty nice. A little bit nicer than I thought it would be. So it was good.
It ought to be.
You know,
Yeah. I haven't walked under it yet though, but I took a look at it from the car.
Commissioner Twilla?
Nothing to update this month. Other than, I per some communication that was sent to the group, I did watch post-event. I watched the recent village meeting and do plan on attending the March meeting on March 3rd to hear what they have from a discussion standpoint regarding some of the topics that we have brought forward here with the park board as well.
Okay.
Do we need to do any preparation for that meeting yet? Do you know, or you? mostly you, obviously,
Hey,
but
that's up to you. I plan on attending, but I don't plan on getting up to say anything. I think it's that this board has made in my head, you've made yourselves very clear, and it continues to scratch my head on why we or the board keeps getting cornered into it being, alleged of not having been paying attention or to stonewalling this pickleball situation or anything. I think you've been clear. It's just not been the answer that the neighbors want to hear.
And at this point, Tom, I don't know if you listened or attended the last village meeting, but we've not at this point been invited to participate in the village discussion. Although there were some comments made and some suggestions made at the village level to involve the park district board in some workshopping is what they called it. But nothing's officially been stated and nothing's been officially put forward at this time, at least as far as I know. Dan, unless that means come directly to you. Nothing's been presented to the rest of us yet from the village.
Right. I haven't received anything. I had a conversation with the village manager Mode on Tuesday where he said his intention was to put it on their agenda for March 3rd for discussion.
All right, any other comments? If not, I will, all right, entertain a motion to enter a closed session pursuant to section 2C21. Discussion of minutes lawfully closed under this act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by section 2.06.
Not yet, though. So moved. Anyone
Anyone?
So moved.
second. Sorry.
Dan, can I get a roll call vote?
Yes, Commissioner Alpeter,
Aye.
Commissioner Hummel,
Aye.
Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
President Wessel.
Aye, motion passes. All right, we have returned to open session at 7:27. All right, I will entertain a motion to approve the closed.
Oh, wait,
session.
I'm sorry. Can we just do
Oh, yes,
roll
yeah.
call? Just go around
Yep.
again. I'm sorry. It's just Commissioner Tapella,
Present.
present remotely, Commissioner Alpeter,
Present.
Commissioner Hummel,
Present.
and President Wessel.
Present.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, I will entertain a motion to approve the closed session meeting minutes of March 21st, 2024, August 15th, 2024, and December 19th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, Dan, can I get a roll call vote?
I'm sorry, was that Commissioner
Me, and then
Alpeter?
Tom.
Sorry, thank you. Commissioner Alpeter,
Aye.
Commissioner Hummel,
Aye.
Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
and President Wessel.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
All right, I will entertain a motion to release the closed session meeting minutes of March 21st, 2024 and August 15th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Second. You can take it, Gary.
Okay.
Dan, can I get a roll call vote?
Yes, Commissioner Hummel,
Aye.
Commissioner Alpeter,
Aye.
Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
President Wessel.
Aye, motion passes. And then I will entertain a motion to destroy the verbatim recordings of the closed session meetings of February 16th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Dan, can I get a roll call vote?
Yes, Commissioner Alpeter,
Aye.
Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
Commissioner Hummel,
Aye.
President Wessel.
Aye, motion passes. All right, and finally, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Dan, can I get a roll call vote?
Sure. Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
Commissioner Hummel,
Aye.
Commissioner Alpeter,
Aye.
President Wessel.
Aye, motion passes. Meeting adjourned at 7:29.
Good job.